My name is Wanjiku. I'm a counseling psychologist. I'd like to discuss about the challenges that are facing old people in Kenya today, and hopefully this is an issue that even the rest of the African community can look at the issue in a serious way and think about the way forward. For the last 10 years, I started a program for the elderly people in my community where I came from, and the youngest person that I have in that group is 79, and the oldest person in that group is 108 years. Why did I become concerned that long ago? I started noticing that many of us are the first generations to come to the city and to live in the city and to adapt to the West lifestyle. And because of that, we are becoming more and more disconnected with the communities that are rural. Our parents are the first people, now the people in their 80s and 90s, the first people to live in their rural community, but isolated from their young ones or from their children because of the rate at which we have migrated to the city. As a result, most of these people, they suffer a lot. We know that as people grow old, their body requires a lot of nurturing. They need a lot of care. They need to be given food. They need to be looked after their proper diet and balance. They also need to be taken care in terms of how they sleep and what they do during the daytime. Some of them are no longer able to go and work in the farm. Neither are they able to even go and visit the neighbors or even go to the market. So they are confined to their own communities, in their own homes. And they are isolated because until and unless somebody comes to visit them, they are not able to move around. Many of our communities had a way of dealing with the aged people. When I was growing up as a little girl, our grandmother was one of the most important persons in our life. Also our grandfather. They used to gather us together as children, and they used to tell us stories. They used to talk to us. They used to tell us about the past. They also used to correct our behavior. If there's anything that needed to be corrected, our parents would talk to our grandfather or our grandmother, and the grandfather would call the boy child, and the grandmother would also call the granddaughter and talk to them. They also used to share stories and also give them precautions about life. So they were very, very important people in our lives. I even remember that our grandfather used to be called in our school to come and give a talk about nature, about taking care of the environment. He was a very good motivational speaker who used to come to the school. And again, they used to entertain us with the songs that were tradition. But as we grow and become urbanized, we look down at those things. And so they have no one to tell these stories. And even the language is also changing, where you find that a lot of our children who used to speak our local languages are now picking up Swahili and English, and they are no longer able to communicate with those people. So we are both isolated. Our children are isolated from their grandparents, and our grandparents are isolated from us as families. Many of them, when they come to the city, especially when they come to visit the hospitals, they find it very difficult to spend even a night because they are not able to use this, what you call the bowl toilet. They call it a bowl toilet. They don't even call it a flush toilet, or even to use a toilet inside the house. So they are very uncomfortable. They're even uncomfortable with their food, their lifestyle in the city, and so they prefer to be left in their rural communities. As a result, they hardly get a chance to interact or see any of us. And so what happened when they get aged and sick? We are now, some of us are even talking about starting the old people's home, just like we have seen in places like America and Britain, other developed countries. As a student, I used to work in one, and I want to tell you that I will not take anyone that I care about into such homes. From the outside, it looks so beautiful. So beautiful, the food looks like it's good, everything from the outside looks good. But it's a very lonely, isolating place. These people are so isolated because Things are done in a very mechanical way. Don't be cheated that anybody is going to sit there and listen to your grandmother tell the story or care about your grandmother. So what am I proposing here? We don't have to go to the West. In this country, and I want to talk about my own mother right now, who is bedridden, we have two very caring bedside nurses that are well trained. And they take care of my mother the way any hospital would have taken care of her. She has been in that condition for the last 6 years. And so we are able to be there with her as often as we can visit. And she lives in the same house that she has always lived in. Because we know when you move these people out of their homes, it affects them. The environment they are used to. They are used to certain weed, the birds, the water, the shades, everything. They are used to certain weather. So if you take them away from that, you have killed them. So we preferred that she stayed in that home where she was raised and she grew up for so many years. And then she also eat the food that she's familiar with. So it is us to take the journey to go to visit. What I like to say, in this country I have seen so many young people who are looking forward for jobs. All they require is very good training. I know there are institutions in this country that are giving good training to those institutions, to those kind of people, and that's where I was able to access to these two people that take care of my mother. They are given good training to take care of the elderly people. So what I'm saying here is that we don't need to create institutions for those people. Let's think about it. Let's think it over and over on how we are going to take care of our parents, because we don't need to adapt the Western method of taking care of the old people. We can do it our own way. We can figure out our own homegrown solution. We don't have to use the solution of the West. They need to see the grandparents, the grandchildren. They need to see us around. They also need that community that they are familiar. The churches they used to go to, coming to visit them, praying with them, giving them Holy Communion if they used to have one. So that is what they need, and that's what they keep them alive. So my goal of starting this program, which I started for the elderly people in my community, is to bring together the people who are not able to see each other because of their physical condition, their mental situation, and also they needed to be socializing together. Some of the things they have been telling me is that they look forward to this day because we meet once a month. And they will tell me, Wanjiku, you know what? I live for that day when I come to the gathering because I like it, I enjoy it. And so let's make them happy. Let's give them that opportunity. Normally I make a contribution, and also some friends have made a contribution where they are able to take something little home, a small envelope. And that really is something that they can even buy whatever commodity they require. We don't have to do that. What I like to tell you is that whenever I have been setting the dates, I normally tell friends. I told my friends that are around me, and almost everybody who has come to visit with me has said to me, you have challenged me. I like to start this in my village. I like to start this in my rural village. Some of them are not able to do it physically, to go there as much as I do, the way I do it, but they have encouraged their own members of the family to carry forward that kind of activity with their support. So what I'm trying to say here, we are very innovative, we have great ideas, we can do it. It's possible. Let's not take the direction of the West. It's not the best direction. Thank you.